been looking at these Chinese cabbages that we've got, and I've noticed that the stem at the bottom is starting to get long. So it's making the plant a little bit unstable. So I think I'm going to have to cut these bottom leaves away and top it back up with some compost. Otherwise these plants are going to be falling over as they grow. You can see on this one, it's got quite a long stem, so they're a bit unstable. Plus these leaves are basically sat on ground as well, which I don't want, so I think we'll just take these off. Take all those bottom ones away. Even this big one. Nice looking leaf. I could put that in the fridge and use it in a salad. So I'm thinking, fill it up to this base, these plants are going to be a lot stabler. So I'll just infill around it, and then I can firm it down. So I think this should be just sat like that. I'll do the same on these other two as well. Plus, removing those bottom leaves, we're going to have a lot less trouble with slugs. If they sit on that damp soil, then they're basically going to rot. And this one, it's got a really long stem. But not for long. I'm not saying that it matters 100% that you need to do this. It's just that I can see the plants are starting to lean to one side. And I'd rather them be upright. But this is my first time actually growing these plants, so I could be wrong. But I think that looks a lot better. Take all that wobble out of these plants. But I have also noticed we've got some aphids back on that leaf there as well. So we better get those with that homemade pesticide. Just get right inside. Make sure they get a good blasting. Most of them will come off at leaves as soon as you blast them, and there's a good chance they won't get back on after. But you still need to stay on top on it. There's no point in trying to keep these plants maintained so they don't fall over, but then not check them. All around that base as well. And under leaves. That's where they tend to hide as well. So we'll make sure we get all that coated. Just a little bit of maintenance like that makes all the difference to your plants. We've stabilised those plants now. We've took away those bottom leaves so they're not going to sit on that compost rotting, because that's just going to attract slugs. And now we've sorted out that little aphid problem, and we'll check that again tomorrow just to make sure they've all gone. Meanwhile, I'm just going to have a look at these carrots under this bench, see how they're getting on. Well, they still look alright. They're not massive carrots, to be fair, but got to try and keep your eye on this covering up. These are quite close together. I think I'm just going to take one of these out, see how big it is. Well, two of them's come out. Little stubby ones. Still usable in a stew, but not as big as I'd hope. We've got one here It's basically on its own. We'll have a look at that. And again, a stubby one, not a bad size. Not sure if they're going to get any bigger than that at this stage. That's a very strange looking one. That's no good for oat really. And they all seem to be little stubby ones, so possibly these are those Chantenay Royals. Same again. And that's just a really little one there. Oh, quite surprising actually. The top was quite small, but it's still not a bad size carrot. I'll take a couple more out. No. Let's try this one. That's a bit better. Thing is though, they are really clean. That's the good thing about these carrots. There's no rot on them, which is what we want. That is just a baby one. Let's have a look at these. Not massive carrots, to be honest. I would have hoped for a bit bigger, but maybe I could have left them a bit longer. But again, that's not a bad size. I'll take a couple more out. Just get this whole bunch. That one. Something's eaten into that one. Well, certainly not the biggest carrots in the world, but there's enough there for a meal quite easily. And they are all clean, so still not really bad for carrots that have basically been sown underneath this bench and greenhouse and left to their own devices ever since. All we did was thin them out down that entire row, just to give them a little bit more room. And we have still got half a bench of carrots left under there, so we'll save those for another week. Meanwhile, we'll just get them washed up, popped in fridge, and that's a meal sorted out for us. The more you can grow, even in small amounts, over autumn and winter, the more of those pennies you're going to save. And we need that at the moment. So I'm going to take these inside, give them a quick wash and get them popped in fridge. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, why not hit that button and that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. You all take care.